What's going on, guys? Welcome to Talk Chain, Robcast 4.1 today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you like what we're doing. We seem to get a couple dozen views each video. Some of you have got to be return customers. So if so, I would appreciate it if you do that. Also, like, share on Reddit, on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at TalkChainPod. Follow us on Reddit, TalkChain. And I think that should be it. Feel free to email us or tell us what you think about what we're doing, room to improve, things that we're doing good, whatever you think. So, today, the markets are crashing. I feel like I say that every single time. We got Bitcoin, $8,800 right now. Actually, according to GDAX at the top of the screen, 8,600 right now. Ethereum, 978. Ripple, 86 cents. It's tumbling, and especially over the last little while, down 25% today. Let's just look at the one-day chart, because I feel like it's probably, it's been like a bit of a rough day, but really from, I guess, 9 o'clock, 9:39 Universal Time, it is really fallen. I'm not entirely sure if there's any particular reason behind that either. Anyway, double digits. I think your best case scenario right now is Bitcoin and Ethereum at 13%, because everything below that has fallen drastically. Tether holding strong. I personally wouldn't recommend putting your money into Tether, just based on what we know and what's going on with their potential issues with the CFTC, but it seems to be a safe haven for quite a bit of people. There are other options like Maker's DAI that you might want to look into to kind of store your money, or just convert back to fiat if this scenario has really kind of shaken you. Icon, $5.63, down 25%. Bitcoin Gold, which kind of came out of nowhere not too long ago, hard fork from Bitcoin, down 26%. And it kind of goes on and on like that. So Bitcoin dominance, 34.7%. It appears to be rising from its all-time low earlier today of 33.3%. Market cap, $427 billion, which is probably let's take a look. Probably the lowest it's been since November or so. Let's do a little 3-month calculation. Yeah, it made it down to 389. Back on December 10th. Guess it was sooner than I thought. But we are seeing a major correction, and it's getting tough. It's getting tough because there are really no major reason to think why Bitcoin and all of crypto would be crashing. There's not any major announcements, no major news. So I think it's really just time to move forward, and assuming that this is the major correction that everybody has been speculating about. Everybody knew that the run-up over the entire month of December and the first week of January couldn't continue. Bitcoin was not going to operate at $20,000. The interest wouldn't remain that high. And I think we're starting to see that now. We're starting to see the correction. There's no more 100% gains in like smaller altcoins. It has peaked for now. And this is kind of what everybody thought would happen. It's not really long enough for anyone to consider it a bear market. Usually the standard is 2 months, and I understand that in the crypto world, 2 weeks really does qualify as 2 months. So in crypto time, I guess we are in that bear market category, especially with a full 50% dip almost entirely across the board, with the exception of Ethereum and maybe a couple of others. But it's looking like that's where we are, and I don't really know or think if it's going to go down any further. If you take a look at GDAX right now let's take a look at the depth chart. You really see a significant jump at in the buy wall at $8,500, and that kind of gets larger and larger as you zoom out. So really at $8,000, it's massive. It's a massive buy wall. So I don't necessarily think it can really get much lower than that. It would really, especially with the fact that there is no news, there's no reason for any of this to be happening right now. If there is some extreme internal conflict going on in Bitcoin, or if Satoshi comes back and says that all of the Bitcoins were a big scam and kind of somehow takes them all and disappears, and that's really the only things that I could think of that would make it crash down to zero. Could it go down to 4,000? Could it go down to 3,000? Maybe. But looking at the significant number of buy orders that are in here right now, it would be the biggest crash to have ever happened. So where I think we are in this situation is really, it's a really great buying opportunity, and it's an opportunity for anyone who is not in the space to actually get in when it's at probably the lowest it'll be again for Bitcoin. Like it might go down to $8,000, it might go down to $7,000. You never really know. But this isn't the peak of 19,000 where everyone's saying that these corrections are going to happen. Everyone's saying now, when's it going to end? It's probably pretty close to ending. So I think that also emphasizes the benefit of dollar cost averaging your way into the market. So even if you get into the market when it's at its peak of $19,000, and let's say you don't go all in, you decide that you're going to dollar cost average, even though it could potentially go up to $100,000 based on what everyone on Reddit and Biz and Bitcoin Talk.org are saying. So if you put in, let's say, $100 a week, if you put it in over the, let's take a look when the all-time high is. Let's say you start right here, December 16th at $19,559. You're putting it in every single week. You're getting some highs, you're getting some lows, you're getting some significant dips. And if you put in every week for this extended period of time, even if you did buy some Bitcoin at $19,000, right now I couldn't even tell you what the average is. It would probably be a guess, but I would assume probably that $12,000 to $15,000 range. It didn't stay up at 19,000 that long. Really, it was a total of 1 week before it was down to 13,000. So if you bought at the peak 19,999, and the next week, exactly 1 week later, 13,000, your average is is 20 is really 14, 15,000. It's not a ton of money really with where we think it's going, because you did see a number of bounces up and above, and now that it's gone down below, it will only bring down your average purchase price by that much. So it is a good buying opportunity for anybody. It's a good opportunity to get in the market. Could it go down further? Probably. Like it's not out of the realm of possibility just based on what we've seen so far and what we've seen even when Bitcoin was $1,000, went down to $300 and remained there for a number of years. Anybody who bought it $1,000 probably thought they were an idiot, but if they would have held on for any significant period of time, they would have quickly realized that that's not necessarily the case. So it's really up to you. Like the they call it the unstable hands or the shaky hands. I have left the market, are currently leaving the market, but this is when millionaires are made. This is these moments when we are at significant lows. Everybody's scared, blood in the streets. That's when you're supposed to be buying. That's when you're supposed to be making moves. And this is across the board. If there are projects that you wholeheartedly believe in, if you've read the white paper, you've researched what they do, what they plan to do, and how they plan to implement their product and move forward with it, and if they have an actual product, or if it seems like the team is going to follow through on producing an actual product, it's a great time to get in right now. We've got Neo at $116. We've got Litecoin at under half of its all-time high. Stellar 41 cents. Like it goes on and on. VeChain $5. Icon $5.63. It's there's never really a better time than right now, because when everybody wants to get in is when Bitcoin is at $18,000, when when everyone's talking about it, when I'm talking to the guy that's sitting beside me at work about how much money I made in crypto. That's when everybody wants to be buying. But the moments when everyone who's kind of bodacious about it has now kind of receded and kind of sunken back in their chair is when you want to make a move, because this is when the FUD is at its highest. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt is spreading across the crypto world. People are speculating on what's going on. Is it Facebook and the removal of crypto ads? I've never seen a good crypto ad on Facebook. Is it India because their finance minister said that they weren't going to support it? It's a possibility. I don't know how big of a market India is, but it's never made its way into the news before this. So really, there is no reason for it. This is the correction that everybody's been waiting for, and it's up to you whether or not you hold, you sell, you buy, do whatever you want. Obviously, you don't want to lose everything that you've put into this, especially if you got into this in late December. You're in a position where you've taken some hits and you're probably questioning what you're doing, but it's a good opportunity to do some research on something that you've decided to put your money in, hopefully not blindly, like I may or may not have done when I originally signed up. But hey, I watched a documentary on Netflix, so like I think I understand it pretty well. But yeah, so that's about it. There's really, aside from the Facebook banning crypto ads and India stopping, or the India finance minister saying that they don't consider it a currency, Doesn't look like there's too much going on in the news right now, but you you're gonna see a shift happen. It might take a couple days, it might take a couple weeks, it might take a couple years, where it can just ride at this $8,600 mark. But if you believe it's a sound investment and it actually turns out to be that, and the team that you decided to put your money into follows through on their plan, then you're likely to see the returns that you're looking for. That's it for today. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share on Reddit, share on Facebook, share on Twitter. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you like the format. Hopefully, Matt will be back tomorrow. We can reunite. We're having some technical issues. That's really what's causing the back and forth lately. But yeah, that's it for now. Take care, guys, and maybe bye.